To people who haven't been to Lost Lands before, I guarantee you it is going to be one of your favorite festivals.
1, 2, 3, go, go.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi. I'm going to be talking about Lost Lands. As you guys know, it's been a little bit over about like 4 weeks since Lost Lands has happened, and I just wanted to take some time to just process, be grateful, to compile my thoughts on this year. As we talk about that, I just want to give a moment of silence for the people who unfortunately passed away at this festival. My sister and I have been going to Lost Lands for 6 years. In no way, shape, or form we're saying that Lost Lands is a catwalk. Like, you have to be prepared for Lost Lands. As I talk about Lost Lands and reflecting of how much things have changed since 2018, the change is violent. We went from two stages to now a mini e-forest, that's so great. Shout out to Excision. It just is so interesting to see how many new people are finding out about Lost Lands and finding out about raving. And as I talk about that, like, I want anybody who is watching to understand that Plur is still important. For people who have been in the rave scene for longer, need to educate and teach what Plur is. If you don't know what Plur is peace, love, unity, and respect. So that means we have to look out for each other. After that little tidbit about Plur, jump into Lost Lands. If you're GA camping, definitely invest in a nice tent. You don't have to go crazy expensive, but I know that there's some things on Amazon that you could definitely get for a good price. I've had my tent from Electric Forest since 2018, and it's still kicking and running. And definitely invest in some sort of yoga mat or some sort of like sleeping bag, because that will help you migrate between hot and cold weather. I got a 6-man tent this time around, and she was really great with our setup, and we had a canopy, and like sometimes inflatable couches can be cool too. Also, like, some people camp next to their friends, so like if you guys are both driving, like, you can meet up at the Walmart or meet up at a gas station or something and ride in together, so you guys are camping together. Say that with the Lost Lands GA camping, sometimes it could be a first come first serve, sometimes it isn't. In my experiences, I flew the first year, went tent only camping. And then years after that, we kind of were dibble-dabbling about like what type of different camping we could do. So one year we did forest camping. A couple times we did tent only camping. And these past 2 times we've done GA car camping. If you're flying and you still want that experience, your best bet is either doing forest camping, glamping, or tent only camping. Also to note, just because you get early entry does not guarantee that you're going to be close to the festival. Ever since Lost Lands has been revamping at the fervor that it has been, we have been noticing that we have been getting farther and farther from the festival grounds, and now the inclusion of glamping that is also GA camping grounds too was also an adjustment as well. This year we were maybe like a 15-minute walk from the festival. And also too, I think what was pretty lit is like that they included the tunnel, which helps with traffic, and it's not a lot of idle time that like you're not missing the festival, but you also have to account for how far the walk is with the festival. I don't know that much about hotels and stuff, but I heard this year that the lines for the shuttles were ridiculous. So if you are considering doing a hotel, just know that some of the drawbacks may be that you may be a little late to the festival. The shuttles are gonna be insane, and also too, accounting for time that you could be traveling to the festival, which is Uber, Lyft, and the shuttles and things like that. But just like making sure like you're going in at not a peak time. And also too, like, think of it like EDC Vegas. Like, make sure you get there early enough so you're not affected by the traffic, but then also leave a little early enough so you're not in line for hours of the shuttle. Also, too, for Lost Lands, you have to account for weather. So this year, Lost Lands had a little bit of a drought, not a little, a lot. And we packed for more hotter weather, but also too, like, you should pack for cooler weather, because when the sun sets and it's nighttime, it can get cool in your tent. From terrain, rain, heat, like, you have to fully be prepared. Something that I always tell everybody for Lost Lands is to pace yourself. We don't really realize how intense festivals and camping festivals could be, especially if you're not a guaranteed close walk to the festival. We all love to rage and we all love to party, but also you have to keep in mind your body and how much you're putting your body through. Staying hydrated, sustained, like drinking smoothies and bringing food if you would rather, like if you're eating more of a healthy lifestyle, but also too, just making sure you're getting your meals in and making sure you're getting adequate rest. And that's not allotting for some people who choose to do substances at these festivals. They choose to drink at these festivals. So you just got to be really, really careful. And also, if you are partaking in things, please test your stuff. I know it may seem a little bit of an extra step, but that extra step can save your life or your friend's life. Also, shoe inserts. Shoe inserts. I cannot say that enough. One topic I also really wanted to talk about that was really troubling was ADA. I heard a lot of horror stories about ADA this year, and I hope that Lost Lands can bring a better experience for people who love music but are, dealing with health issues. That festival should make more of an effort to account for those people, because they're also paying for the festival too. A special shout out to my friend Betsy, who brought it to my attention with her experience with ADA and things like that. And we're all ravers at the end of the day. We all have to think of this as a universal family, and in a way that we can all band together to for ADA rights. I think that's something that festivals all around should be better at. Something happened, just know that your camping neighbors are there to help. I didn't realize how important camping neighbors are. It's just you guys are staying with them for 5-6 days, and being able to form connections with people and to being able to vibe and create that Plur community, it still lives on also. Don't be afraid to spark conversation with people. Don't be afraid to sprout people. Don't be afraid to give people candy. What I did this year is I wrote little notes and I gave them out to people. So you don't have to spend a lot of money with trinkets. You don't have to go all out if you don't want to. Just know that the handwritten stuff just hits as much as it hits just as much as a sprout or a candy. Just showing someone an affirmation can help lift up their Lost Lands. And this is not just for Lost Lands, it's any festival. You can make an impact with just being yourself. Also too, I know it's a little difficult manage emotions during festivals, but just remember, this is a place for you to disconnect. It's a place for you to be your best self, and it's a place for you to find yourself. It's something that's so beautiful, because every year after Lost Lands, I find out something different with myself that I've been reflecting on the whole year. And I'm just really happy that every year I can make myself a better person. I mean, it doesn't have to be festivals that make you a better person. There are daily things you can do to make you better. And to strive for being better is always great. And it's always good to hold yourself accountable, and it's always good to just be one with yourself and to figure out the things that you want to change for your life outside of raves. And if you're watching this and you don't rave, you can find that connection with going to communities, going to libraries, going to food street fairs, going to events, going to bars. There's a way to connect with people that's just not raving. And I think when you rave, like, you see the world through a whole different lens, and I wish that everybody could just go to a rave to see how beautiful it is. Now, I know a lot of people talk about the new generation of raver and how that's possibly like stunting like what raving is, and so I think new ravers also have to be in that mindset. It's not just about partying. This is a community, and you have to water that community like a flower. Remember to be there in the moment. Like, this year I heard that like people were standing in line for merch for 4 hours, and of course we want to support artists and we want to be able to do what we can, but also too, like, that could be time that you could be discovering a new artist, you could be making new friends, and in the heat, that's a lot. To people who haven't been to Lost Lands before, I guarantee you it is going to be one of your favorite festivals. From the vibes, the food vendors, the visuals, the community, the side quests you can go on. It's just remarkable. And even being able to like do this road trip with my sister for the first time was a beautiful experience. I felt like I got to know her on a deeper level. I hope you guys are still with me, because if you're still with me, I'm gonna break down what my favorite parts of the festival were. Of course, I loved when Ganja White Knight and Vladimir Kushmar's dropped at Lost Lands. That was great. That was one of my highlights. Being able to even experience Caspa B2B Rusco was a vibe, and it finally rained that day, which was so great because there was a fire ban and it was a possibility that Lost Lands wasn't going to happen, and I'm thankful that it eventually rained because we all needed a bit of rain and a little bit of serotonin. I really loved being able to feel like I was side questing and being able to do just things that I would be scared to do. Like, I had this really big fear of venturing out by myself, and moving into a new apartment has made me a little bit more accustomed to like kind of wanting to kind of crave to be by myself. So I was able to wander off. I was able to go see Nero. That was amazing. If you guys don't know, Nero was my first rave in 2012. They always have a place in my heart because that was the first time I ever experienced live music. Not live music, but like that's the first time I ever experienced dubstep in person, which I absolutely loved. I also love doing like a food tour with my sister. So like if you are a foodie, like going to a festival is the best place to like try different foods. And I really enjoyed Space Fruit. I enjoyed the gourmet grilled cheeses were my favorite. And it was just really, really nice to be able to connect and to be able to disconnect and to be able to spend time with my sister. If you guys don't know, my sister Asia, I got her into raving years ago, and her and I have been inseparable with raving ever since. And being able to like do this road trip with my sister for the first time was a beautiful experience. I felt like I got to know her on a deeper level. It's also another tip, if you have a sibling that is down for new experiences, you should definitely bring your sibling to a fest. It could probably bring you guys closer. It has brought my sister and I so much closer. We've done Lost Lands every year together, aside from COVID, because none of us were going to Lost Lands. But it's just a really beautiful experience to connect with your sibling or connect with a family member, a cousin or something. Like, bring them to their first festival, show them what Plur is, and invite them into our world.
I think also the greatest parts about Lost Lands were being able to meet up with my friends and doing my Headbanger Raveware meetup. I love always having a random serendipitous experience, seeing people that I know, and it makes me really happy I was able to connect and just vibe with the people I love most.
And one last thing before I go, have fun. Festivals are about having fun and being able to connect with that musical persona, because I am a musical noviant and I love music, and it's just a beautiful way to just be able to disconnect for a little bit. I hope this was helpful. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for letting me rammer on, because I like to yap. I really do. I can yap all day. But seriously, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you love what I'm doing, great. The next video is going to be dedicated to home. So for my people who are subscribed here looking for some home content, I got you. And as always, stay Plur. I love you guys. Mwah. Till next time.